Hello, it is Thursday, and I am going to go ahead and get back to asking those questions that we've been covering this week. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started because these are a little bit longer today. Okay, so question number 11 is, what am I afraid of? It's pitch dark on this western edge of Costa Rica, and I'm in a car with my husband and our 2.5-year-old daughter creeping along an unpaved road with steep angles and blind curves. Our tires grinding against an axle-snapping mixture of rock and dirt. I can sense the drop-off only inches to my right, and I'm afraid. It's suddenly clear to me that this was all a mistake, and we should never have come here on vacation. This is the wrong country, the wrong car, and what seems to be the wrong road, because we can't find our rental house. Any minute we are going to flip over and plunge down the side of this mountain. And then, as we reach a particularly steep spot, I see a sign for a bar. When my husband was still drinking, he barely made it home most nights. During those hours I called his cell compulsively, or waited by my phone, terrified it wouldn't ring, terrified it would. Some of what I dreaded came true. A policeman would answer the cell phone, or my caller ID would show the name of a hospital. That was a long time ago, and what calms me now in the face of my most profound fears is not reassurance that nothing bad will happen, but that some of it has, and here we still are. You do not self-destruct when your fears come to pass. Things are replenishable that you thought were not, your savings, your opportunities, your pride. Your life can be stripped very close to the bone, and you can begin again. My husband has been sober for nearly a decade, and while I count us lucky, I know bad things can still happen, like a missed hairpin turn in the darkest part of the night. Surviving fear does not make one immune to fear. Even on my best days, there are times when I think, when you're as happy as this is when you lose it all. Who doesn't look at her husband's neck or her daughter's curls and wonder at how the human body, these bodies, the ones you love the most, can ever be kept safe? They can't. Things befall us, worse things than have yet befallen me, things we can't imagine, but we can survive. We awaken from the bad dream of crisis, rise, and keep moving. We learn to live, not with a loss, as if we accept or welcome it, but alongside it. I believe in preventing what I can, in life insurance and seat belts, but I also believe there's life to be found on the other side of fear. I believe in continuing up the mountain, petrifying though it is, until you see the lights of the rental house. I believe in getting some sleep once you arrive, so that in the morning you can see the view you couldn't see in the dark, the coconut trees that blanket the mountainside, the coves beyond the cliff, the mist above the shining green agate of the ocean, the peaceful place you didn't know was waiting. And that's from Michelle Wilgan. She's the author most recently of the novel Bread and Butter. What am I afraid of? I think that we all have fears. Every now and then you hear a person say, I'm not afraid of anything. I kind of always question that because I think that certainly everyone's afraid of something. But, you know, if they say that, then they can, you know, that's them. And I don't know. But as for me, I do. I fear a lot of things. In the past, I have suffered from extreme anxiety disorder. Social anxiety is still something that I struggle with. And I get scared to interact with people. But I am really doing a lot better with that. I'm trying to just kind of train my mind and control my mind so that I can kind of overcome that. There's lots of things. I'm always afraid that something's going to happen to my children or my husband. I am a little bit of a worrywart, so I try to just calm myself, but I don't know, just lots of different things I am afraid of. But I do agree how my mother always says whenever things are down, looking down, that things will always look better in the morning. And that is just one of the proverbs that my mother has always spoken into my ear that sticks with me, that lives with me. And if I'm just feeling down, I mean, I just had something happen last night, and I just went to bed. I was like, everything's just going to look better in the morning, because that's what Mom always says, and Mom's always right. So, it did this morning. Things looked better. The situation is still there, but at least it didn't seem quite as dark as it did last night. Okay, so I am going to move along to question number 12. Question number 12 is, am I paying enough attention to the incredible things around me? On April morning, my corner of the earth fairly thrums with music. Robins sing from treetops, peepers call from the pond, and the maple sap plinks as it drops into buckets. I remember how when my daughters were small, they would wrap their little arms around the trees and catch the sap on their tongues. I believe that in the same way, we all must fully embrace the wonder of the earth, a planet that provides us with everything that we need. Sometimes I'm nearly overwhelmed by the deluge of gifts Earth bestows on us, entirely unearned. Water, air, food, the ground beneath our feet, the very things that keep us alive. So what should be our response to the generosity of this world? Paying attention to it, drinking it in, letting its energy flow into us, celebrating all the experiences we have here, the physical and spiritual things, the tranquil and exhilarating things, prayer and poetry and pancakes alike, and then repaying earth with our gratitude. That robin sings her thanks at sunrise every morning. Ask yourself, what do I do to say thanks? Ask yourself, am I living in a way that the earth can be grateful for me? We can share our human gifts of art, of science, of action, of fierce defense for the good green world. And most of all, we can share our awe. Sorry about that brightness. I am not sure why my camera is doing that. Anyway, that was from Robin Wall Kimmerer. PhD, is a professor of environmental and forest biology at SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry, and the author of Braiding Sweetgrass, Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teachings of Plants. I have always been very grateful for Mother Earth. I've never been the type to throw litter out of a car or anything like that. I've always enjoyed recycling, giving back to the earth in those ways, being thankful for the beauty around me. I really do appreciate the earth and its beauty. I've seen it, even though I'm young, I've seen it deteriorate over the years, and it saddens me. But anyway, so enjoy the earth. It is beautiful. Question number 13. Have I accepted my body? This is what I was talking about on Tuesday that I said would go good with yesterday's weigh-in. But I don't know. I just wanted to stick to doing it today. Female beauty is not a zero-sum game, a scarce commodity, or something only some of us are allowed to have. We have to think ourselves beautiful, not prettier than or less pretty. We have to believe that female beauty is limitless and love our bodies for their own sake. And that is from Maya Rupert. There goes that crazy lighting again. Struggling with body image is something that I think that a lot of women deal with. And I'm just going to give my opinion about that. A lot of people I hear say that it's Hollywood. That you watch TV commercials, movies, television, shows, you see magazine covers, all of these things that make you believe that you should be like this, that you should look like this, or you know that this, or this should equal this, or this in your life. But I just don't believe that. I don't think that watching a woman in a movie makes me feel like I have to look like her. More than anything, the battle is between my own two ears. And it's looking in the mirror and viewing myself in a negative light. Looking at my rear end and thinking, oh my goodness, girlfriend, you need to work on that. It's not that I'm looking at someone else and comparing myself to them, but it's just my own dislike of myself. It's not influenced by someone else. It's my own battle. It's a battlefield in my mind. So that is my opinion of that. I mean, there are girls out there, especially I think teenagers, that idolize other women or teenagers, and they look like them. They look at them and they want to look like them. They think that they are not as pretty as because they don't look like whoever. And I think that we just kind of grow out of that, though. Maybe in our teen years that was true of us, but I think that we grow out of that as we grow older. That's me anyway. I don't know. Maybe there are others out there who think that, who feel that way. I'm sure there are. But as for me, that's just not my thing. To me, it's just looking in the mirror and being displeased with what I see, because it's not the way that I want to look for myself. It's not what I want to see in the mirror when I look. So that is why I am working on it. If you haven't already, check out my other videos. I've been doing a total transformation of my life this year. I've been working on several different issues since the beginning of January. And I am just working to change things for myself. So it's a long, ongoing process. I'm definitely not going to hit the finish line by the end of this year. The only finish line that I hope to cross is the weight one. And other than that, everything else I think will still be a work in progress. So I've actually already written down some 2015 goals, things that I know that won't be accomplished this year, but that I think that I could work on next year. And so that's it. So tomorrow is Friday, and I will be reading 14 and 15. Let's see. I think 14 and 15 will be enough. 18 looks like it might be a little long. It's like a diagram or a graph, so I'm going to have to figure it out. It actually looks like that. So it's one of those type of graphs that you have to, where you start and where you finish. Anyway, so probably just a couple tomorrow, but anyway, that is it for today. I apologize that the camera keeps whiting me out like that, but I think it's like focusing in on the dark in the room and the white balance is taking over. But anyway, that's it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.